Mohammed Hammouda, Director of SME Financing Guarantee Program, which was established by Saudi Industrial Development Fund. I took over the management of the program in 2008. When we established the program, we made a study about the SMEs in Saudi Arabia and what difficulties they face. And the reality is that the most difficult part which faces the SMEs was the bureaucratic procedures, which is, I think it's available all over the world, the government procedure and licenses. And there is all SMEs, most of SMEs has poor organizational structure, and it's a one-person managed operation, and there is no technical methods for production. As well as the marketing studies, most SMEs, they don't have a market analysis and market awareness, random policy pricing, and in Saudi Arabia, a lot of products are exported, so it's very difficult to sell local products, newly produced, to compete with existing non-imported products. Plus, most of marketing or SMEs, they don't have a marketing organization to do research for marketing their products. The financial difficulties they face is banks normally are not able to finance SMEs because of higher risk and low or not available collateral for the lending, and absence of accounting or feasibility studies for these projects. So we have established this program to encourage commercial banks to lend to them, and we started with a capital of 200 million Saudi riyals, 100 million granted from Ministry of Finance, and 100 million granted from the other commercial banks. The role of Kafala program in supporting SMEs, as I said, it was established in 2006, and we started by contacting the commercial banks to encourage them to finance SMEs through, and we provide the collateral. When it was established, it was 50% guarantee of the loan, and we had a definition of SMEs in 2006 of, we used the sales or the revenue of the organization, which was 20 million Saudi riyals. Later on, early this year, we have amended this definition to a rate of 30 million Saudi riyal sales. And we have increased the guarantee to 80% of the loan, which came up to 1.6 million Saudi riyals from 1 million. Type of credit facilities provided, it has to be according to Sharia law, Islamic law, like murabaha, letter of guarantee, loan under dowry or dowry trade. We guarantee loans to working capital and fixed assets. And as I said before, it's 80%. We provide up to 426,000 US dollar as a maximum, and a minimum of 21,000 US dollars for individual or one person owned company establishments. We can provide up to 1.3 million US dollars for several projects. for companies up to 2.6 million US dollars, also for several, and the maximum for one project is $426,000. Since establishment of January 2006 up to end of third quarter 2011, we have increased our this table shows the increase year by year in number of kafalas and value of loans, which has shown a big jump from one year to another, regardless of the 2008 crisis. Also, we start moving upward, and up to the end of third quarter of this year, we have guaranteed about 1,785 projects with incremental loans of 2.7 billion riyal. The sectors which get benefited from the financing were mostly the contracting sector, 45%, services 22%, industrial 19%. The genders who benefited from the sector, we see mostly men, about 95%, and 5% for women. It's still not easy for women to establish their own production units or service facility, but we are encouraging them and encouraging banks to do financing. We do guarantee loans for 100% wholly owned foreign-owned companies, and the submission to the program is very low. As we see, it's about 3% of what we have guaranteed, and 2% for mixed between Saudis and foreign partners, and 95% for wholly owned Saudi companies. In the context of expanding base of client with the program, increase awareness, we have established a training program for entrepreneurs, a training program for bankers, and a training program for the Chamber of Commerce employees to encourage entrepreneurs and make them aware about the program, the SMEs guarantee program. So we have signed an agreement with the World Bank, IFC, and we did 26 courses. We're trying to do the courses outside the main regions, Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam. So we want settlers to start their own business, so they don't move to the big cities. We do a one-day knowledge base about the program for all over the kingdom, and we did about 40 of these one-day program through the assistance of the commercial banks in these areas. These are the graph for the seminars and training courses and workshop we have held. We have signed an agreement with the Institute of Banking to also help us in making these training courses. And maybe in a few months we're going to sign with another 2-3 institutes. We want to encourage the number of courses to entrepreneurs to about 100 per year, which means about 2,500 entrepreneurs to be trained each year, because each course will contain about 25 entrepreneurs. The challenges which faced the program, when it was established, it was, as we saw in the table, we started with only a few number of kafalas, and last year and this year the number have jumped through. The banks were really reluctant to do financing, and after several meetings with the managing directors of these banks and some other high-ranking employees, they are now convinced to do lending for SMEs. And during last year, we found that some entrepreneurs, they go shopping even for between banks to get the lowest interest rate, which helped a lot. That means that the SMEs are making the banks make money. It's not just lending as a social service. We also work with the bank to assist them in establishing departments or divisions within the bank for SMEs lending, because they are used to corporate financing, which is easy for them to lend hundreds of millions of dollars than lending 500 or so for SMEs. And they used to do the same job for SMEs as well as the corporate. So now they have established divisions and departments for SMEs to do high number with less work required. So, and it used to be the decision for approval of financing for the banks, it used to be centralized in the headquarters. Now they're trying to do it region by region. We've also faced these challenges with the entrepreneurs themselves, which, as I said, we have established these training programs. We started also with the advertising campaign. It was very small in the beginning, in the early days of the program. And now I think it's a reasonable level. The entrepreneurs used to think or feel that these loans are grants from the government, because the program is owned by the government. They think it's a grant. So now the idea has been changed, and they realize that it's a job that they have to make it successful and make them easy to pay back the loans. So during the last 4 years, the promotion program was in 2008. This about 100 or $10,000 the promotion cost, 650 in 2009, about 2.3 million in 2010, and this year we have promotion program of 5 million real. This jump is getting the support actually from the banks themselves, and they believe that SMEs are a viable sector and should be supported. And we concentrated on this year promotion or advertising campaign on the scattered city or the underdeveloped areas in the kingdom to help settling the population in wherever they live. So in the future, we're going to continue meeting with the responsible people in the banks, BGs and so on, and we expect an active role from the banks to support SMEs, and we will increase the advertising and campaign of the program throughout the country. Also, we will continue training of the entrepreneurs in the future. Thank you very much.